And the only question I have for you is, are you ready for the rug pull? Because they're getting ready to yank the rug out of the stock market and let it tumble on down. Oh, I've got the proof, or at least circumstantial evidence that it's going to happen. Let's get into the trade deals that are happening. Let's get into to show how much money Pelosi is making that you're not. And point out that, yeah, the stock market's going to tumble down and they're basically laying out the playbook. Let's dig into it. So Trump announces another trade deal with South Korea. Another fantastic, huge deal. I know I'm horrible at that. U.S. will impose a 15% tariff on South Korean goods, while the U.S. goods won't be subject to South Korean tariffs. Did you hear that? This is another one, just like with the EU, where we are putting tariffs on their goods and they're just having to eat it. Yep. That should make you smile. After the entire world's been doing this to us for decades, it's nice that we get to do it back to them for at least a little bit, because this will change. Under the agreement, South Korea will invest $350 billion in assets owned and controlled by the U.S., with specifics to be slated by Trump himself. In addition, the Southeast Asian country will purchase $100 billion worth of liquefied natural gas, LNG, other energy products from the U.S. Someone has been dealing. It is nice to have a president that knows how to make a deal. Why? Because the EU, which makes up 13% of all of our globally traded goods that we deal with, we have a 15% tariff on them and levies on steel products. So we're protecting our steel industry for them and basically saying, you got to eat it. They have promised $1.3 billion in purchase investments. Just think about that for a little bit. Marinate in it. Japan, 3% of our trade. 15% tariffs on their goods. Again, we're scot-free and clear. Because again, these countries have had their markets locked down where we couldn't really trade with them, but we could purchase their goods. Now, the tables have been flipped. Can you get that through your head? Like, he has completely done a 180 with trade. $550 billion in purchases and investments. Where are you getting $550 billion, Japan? You guys are hurting. UK. UK is the low man on the totem pole. It's only 2% of trade, and we've got a 10% net tariff. There's no other real deals coming out of this one other than the 10%. Trump has gotten 20 plus countries in force with current trade negotiations. He's still got some big ones to go. These are the big ones: China, India, and Brazil. Brazil right now, I'm sure you guys have heard, there's been tariffs put on their copper industry. We don't do a lot of trade with them. We actually are one of the largest copper producers in the world. We're putting 50% of tariffs on their copper. We don't get a lot of copper from them at all. We get ours from Chile to basically supplement what we're still consuming inside the U.S. So copper is going to continue to rise, but this really doesn't impact anything as far as from an internal standpoint. We don't buy a lot of copper from Brazil, so I think that's more of a, well, we're going to show you Brazil because you guys are basically being fascist. India. Now, this is interesting. India, we do 2.4% of our trade. It is hugely imbalanced. We do have a double dealing imbalance with India, so we don't do a huge amount of trade with them, but the trade that we do with them is hugely imbalanced. For every one piece of good they buy from us, we buy two from them. So a huge imbalance there, which Trump is trying to rectify. They also buy pretty much a lot of their energy from Russia and buy pretty much all the military goods from Russia and China. So it's pretty much kind of good. And also India's basically said, we're not playing ball with the U.S. We're going to do what we want. Not to mention, they are part of the BRICS nations. So there's a whole discussion. We can go into that, but we don't have time. And then China is a day away. As of tomorrow, tariffs are supposed to shoot through the roof starting tomorrow. Will Trump add on another 90-day stipulation? He probably will. He probably will extend it a little bit longer. Why? Because he's had so many wins lately. There's so many countries that have come to the table. These discussions do take a long time. He'll probably give China a little bit more leeway and say, look, everybody else over here has joined the cool club. You've got, we're going to give you another month. And then you can either join the cool club or you can be kicked out. So what you going to do? You'll be part of the cool club? So we're going to see what's going to happen, but August 1st is just tomorrow. All right, mention the rug pull. The rug pull is coming. So Senator Hawley has come out and basically put up to where you cannot trade on the inside information that you have as a congressional representative or Senate representative, congressional, Senate, and House. Point is that this is going to be the rug pull. So these people have been trading on insider information for decades, making oodles of money. And it's completely legal. I know there's a lot of like flack out there right now saying that, oh, well, this is illegal. Nancy Pelosi, we need an investigator. Like Trump's calling out on Hawley because in the bill that Hawley's proposing, it carves out the investigation of Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi is a horrible, crooked, degenerate human being. However, the horrible thing that she's done using insider information for stock trading is not illegal for representatives. They can do it. It's disgusting. So the bill changes the name that was originally titled Preventing Elected Leaders from Owning Securities Investments, the Pelosi Act. How apropos. It is now known as the Honest Act. Aww. Key elements would not take effect until the start of the next term, meaning they would not affect DJT, President Vance, or other serving senators and members of Congress. Okay, yeah, that's kind of normal. But subsequent developments have raised doubts about Trump's support of the bill. Hawley voted against an amendment from Senator Rick Scott that would have investigated stock trading by Pelosi and her husband over the previous 25 years. You're not going to get everything, but I'm guaranteeing you guys, this is the canary in the coal mine. Watch what's going to happen when this gets enacted. Because it's coming. And they deserve it because they don't get to deserve this. So what I've got here, created this chart. So this is what we're earning, this yellow line. See this? This is me and you. We're right there. This is over the last 10 years. If you put money in the market, how much would that have grown over the last 10 years? Me and you, we would have made about 12%, 10, 12%, right? The average congressman, 16%. Pelosi, she does double them, 30%. Like, okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, you don't understand. You don't understand. Come with me. So, you're in 2015. You put $1,000 in the stock market. 2025, today, you now check your stock market portfolio. You've got $3,000 in there. You're feeling pretty good. All right, I tripled my money. I've done good. Yeah, you did good. You did real good, Bobo. You did real good. The other representatives, however, they made $4,500, a 43% more than you. That seems a little messed up. It gets worse. Pelosi, which I'm sure you're looking at, she put $1,000 in her stock market account. She made $14,000 out of this year. That's a 344% increase over you. Yeah. Feeling good now, Bobo? You feeling real good? Yeah, I didn't think so. It's all right. You don't hate your government enough. Powell. So, those of you that are unaware, this private institution called the Fed, they control the interest rates on your mortgage, on your car interest, on your credit cards. And it's disgusting. And they have refused to lower the rates, which impacts all of us negatively. Powell has been saying over the last 5 years that he is not going to mess with rates unless he has data to do so. However, the data indications that he is utilizing are opposite of what he was doing when he was raising rates under the Biden administration. Not only that, he cut interest rates at one point just before the election. Yeah. GDP is up 3%. This is huge. This surprised everyone. This surprised me. I did not expect this at all. This is nuts. I'm really curious to dive deeper into the GDP. If I see anything, I'll bring this back and talk about it. Jobs are holding steady. They're not doing great. They're not going down. They're not going up. Jobs are holding steady. So people out there who are working, trying to find jobs, hang in there. Things are still not great. You're seeing the participant rate of employment tick up just but for the most part, things are remaining steady. No really breakouts here. Inflation is also holding steady. Despite where everybody's screaming about inflation, we talked about that in a prior stream, the inflation is being caused by, again, the interest rates being held up, the housing market not giving what is needed right now, and primarily energy regarding Iran, where they are damaging and controlling the Strait of Hormuz. So all this has nothing to do with the underlying aspects of the economy other than the housing market, which is a completely separate systemic issue that needs to be fixed. So for the most part, all these are in alignment that Powell should probably ease off the brakes a little bit and give a little bit of gas So we get a little bit more runway so we can go smack into the wall to a financial crisis. But again, Powell hates Trump. Don't believe me? Go look it up. It specifically states one of his senior advisors tried to cripple the Trump economy back during his first term. They were unable to do that, so Powell's probably pretty butthurt about it and is trying extra hard this go round. And as always, I want to leave you with a smile. Oh, Barry, oh, Barry. The O'Barry Library is behind schedule, over budget, and mired in lawsuits. What about these lawsuits? So what's happened is Barry wanted to hire a bunch of black people. He didn't want to hire the best people. He wanted to make sure he hired just black people. Good for you, Barry. Good for you. However, one of these subcontractors that was in charge of pouring the concrete did not do such a good job. Yeah, that's the foundational walls. Yeah. You see that black thing? If you can't see it, that's a crack. That's bad. The lawsuit alleges that the contractor's upset and is being singled out for racism. But I mean, you were selected because Barry was being racist. So, I mean, yeah, you're right, but you should be suing Barry, not the engineering firm. They're also upset that the engineering firm required inspections that they didn't adhere to. Why do you think the engineering firm wanted to have inspections on a specific type of foundation that was unique to this structure? Yeah, probably an important thing they didn't let them do. And they feel like they've been singled out for racism, even though they were singled out for racism. They were picked because Barry was being racist. So all I can smile and say, sucks for you, Barry. But I'm just going to leave you there. Mouthy out.